Soccer Talk with the Soul is presented by New Mexico Pinon Coffee. I am Adam Deal. That's president of the Albuquerque Sol, Ron Patel, and now joining us, Vice President of U.S. Bank, Dennis Garcia. Hey guys, glad you could join.
Thank you.
And now here with Soccer Talk with the Soul, this segment presented by Clark's Pet Supply. We're going to get into some foot golf, and I'm pumped up, Ron, because I just found out that I'm going to be dabbling in this a little bit. Me and Jason Pohl, who's in the back doing his thing, we think we can play a little bit, so we're excited. We're going to take this tournament, I can promise you.
Yeah, we're pumped to have you. We heard you guys might be bringing a ringer or two along with your team.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Dan Lodge. He's going to be on here in a minute. Dan, you good? Oh, he's in the background. You good? He said he's good.
All right, we'll see. So foot golf is coming up. What's cool about it is, I always say foot golf it takes half the time of regular golf, but it's twice as fun. And don't get me wrong, I'm a golfer. I like to play golf, but I like soccer a little bit more. And you get out there, it's like a regular round of golf. Instead of swinging a club, you're kicking a soccer ball. And the hole is an inflated hole. It's a 21-inch hole that the soccer ball fits in. And I'll have to warn everyone that when you get out there and you see the size of the hole, you're going to be looking at it saying, oh, this looks pretty easy. It's a lot harder than it looks. And especially out at Santa Ana Golf Club, when the ball gets up in the air and that wind starts to push it a little bit. It's a little bit challenging. I
mean, do you have to use your skills? I mean, do you have to bend it a little bit to get around anything?
There's definitely strategy to that. Obviously, a soccer ball is going to roll down a fairway a lot longer than a golf ball will, and it doesn't get so much caught up in the grass. So you can definitely aim the bend of the ball. You can aim where the gradient's going to go down. And I mean, Dennis is guaranteed a hole-in-one already.
I have. So. All right, Dennis, well, talk to me about this. Have you done any foot golf?
Never kicked a soccer ball in my life. This will be the first.
So you're going to do it?
That's what I've been told. I've got a little bit side bet.
Your name's on the registration list.
So title sponsor, U.S. Bank, by the way, title sponsor of foot golf here. How'd you get involved with that?
Well, I met this crazy man at several events. And
that's like an understatement, right? Exactly. Crazy man.
And we just got to talking about what he's doing here in Albuquerque, what his vision is for the Sol, and we just connected. And so we've been trying to figure out how can U.S. Bank support his efforts since that first meeting several months back.
And Adam, I'll tell you, so we haven't had a bank step up and sponsor the Sol. We've had lots of great sponsors. U.S. Bank was really the first one to step up and say, look, we support what you're doing in the community. We really like what you guys are doing. I believe they buy into our vision, too, of what we have for what we're trying to build here, which is what we said. We want pro soccer in Albuquerque by 2018. And I mean, Dennis and I have a great time having lunch once a month, getting together. But really, when we talked about U.S. Bank's vision of the community and what we want to do for the community, it's a good match. So we appreciate the support, of course.
Well, and we appreciate the invitation, quite frankly, and recognize U.S. Bank. As U.S. Bank has been in the community about 5 years, our predecessor institution was First Community Bank. So we've had a long-standing obligation and connection with the community. We spend, on average, about $1 million a year supporting institutions, not-for-profits, and other sponsorships in the community. And that stretches throughout the state of New Mexico. So this is part of what we do. We feel it's really in our DNA to get connected to the community and see how we can help. And Ron's got a great vision. And if this comes together the way he's projecting, having a professional soccer organization in Albuquerque, I think is a fabulous thing for both the community and the business community.
So the Sol relationship aside, obviously I'm sure you get asked all the time to help out with community efforts. How do you guys pick the ones that you do get involved in?
That's a really tough question because it really goes to need. And in our organization, we focus really in three key areas. We call it work, play, and the arts. And so work, play, and home. And so they focus in three specific areas. How do businesses help the community creating jobs? How do organizations create opportunities in the arts? And the performing arts are part of that, as well as how do we create methods by which folks can play in this community? And so we work around those three components, and that really kind of focuses our efforts. We have a very formal method by which people apply. Organizations can come in, and then a group of us are evaluating those on a regular basis. So we're really looking for linkages into those three components, and when something fits, we really want to dig in and find out more about it. So it's a pretty formal process.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, not everybody makes the cut. So it does make it difficult from our perspective, because there's a lot of great organizations here that just don't fit the mission we're trying to foster.
But obviously, at least for now, the Soul have, right? And so you guys stepping in here and doing some foot golf and see, I was saying before, like as we were getting going, I've never done it. Played soccer my whole life and never played foot golf. Have you seen this in action?
I've only seen it in video-wise.
Yeah.
And
I've sent him lots of videos.
Yeah, I've seen a couple guys kind of kicking it around at Santa Ana, and I've never had a chance to sit and just watch. I've played golf since I was 21, which seems like a few decades ago at this point. So I'm really looking forward to getting out and seeing what we can do. I don't have any ringers on our team, so we'll see how this works out. But.
You need to make that happen.
Well,
and Ron wouldn't be the ringer. Like, so if you asked him to play with you, that would be damaging your hopes.
I need some help on some ringers. Maybe I should talk later.
We should. We'll talk after this segment. So are you stepping in this? Are you?
So
kind of
I'll be jumping in,
hosting it.
You know, we're kind of the host.
Yeah.
So Larry and I will be out there making sure everyone's enjoying themselves, having a good time. There's a rumor that Star Brothers Brewing might make an appearance at the tournament with the Electric Sun beer, the official beer of the Soul. So rumor has it, you never know.
So you're saying my team's not going to do very well, then, is what you're saying?
If you've got a ringer, we're going to make sure they get a couple extra beers. But sometimes that improves the game,
Okay.
of course.
Okay.
But no, Larry and I like to get out there and play a few holes ourselves. But we'll be primarily there making sure everyone's enjoying themselves. And we talk about all the different events that we do throughout the year. And we learned a lesson our first year in, is that you don't put on events for the community thinking of how we're going to make money at this. You start let money being the main motive, and you lose the authenticity of the event. So we made a decision long ago that every event that we do for the community, and obviously we're a soccer team, so we have soccer games, but outside of those we have tons of other events. So every event we do, we talk about impact, and how do we impact lives, and how many lives can we impact with this event. The rest will take care of itself. Obviously we have to be cognizant about revenues and expenses, but if we can impact the maximum number of lives, we're going to be successful, and the money will come from there. So we focus on that.
Let's take a look, Jason, if we can throw it up. This is, you still have time, right? I mean, so September 10th, and this is going to be a little bit later in the afternoon. Kickoff, you see there, is at 4:30. It's going to be at the Santa Ana Golf Club. Again, it's presented by U.S. Bank. You could register.
It's BYOB, okay?
How about that?
Bring your own ball.
Yeah, that's huge. It's not BYOB like you would understand it. It's BYOB as in
BYOB.
You've got to have your own soccer ball.
But when you do register, if you want to get a new ball, we actually have a deal with Adidas going that's really great, where you can get an MLS replica ball for just $20.
How else can anybody get a hold of you for this event?
Just on our website or on the Facebook page, abqsolfc.com. Soul, of course, spelled S-O-L. Or go to our Facebook page. You'll see the event on there. We've got over 65 people already registered now, including your foursome, which you added recently.
Bam, that just happened today, by the way. That just happened today.
Last year we did this. We had 34 participants. We had a blast doing it. So we're going to obviously double that number. And you know how Albuquerque is. A lot of people wait to the last minute to register for stuff. And last year alone,
this is a walk-up city. We know that.
It is.
Okay, but you already have a good
We already have
amount.
65 people registered, and we filmed this show here on Wednesday, so we've still got a week and a half left.
Right.
So our goal was to get to 72, which 4 per hole is a full course, but we're pretty sure we're going to hit our stretch goal, which will be 100 foot golfers. And then next year we want 2 groups per hole. We've got big plans for next year too. 144 golfers next year is our goal.
One more question about bringing your own ball. I mean, is there a regulation here? I mean, you guys going to be checking size?
Size 5 ball.
You're going to be checking size? I can't bring my son's.
Size matters in this case.
My son's
Adam,
4.
so.
That's right.
Size 5 balls are being played. Now, if there are children playing, obviously they can use a smaller ball.
Right.
And kids are welcome. We don't discriminate on age at foot golf, do we, Dennis?
Well, no, that and my wife's playing, so we know it's thoroughly an integrated group here. I'm expecting her to score a lot better than I
And my
generally
wif's
do.
playing too, and she's never kicked.
How unique is this of something that you've sponsored?
This is pretty different. I mean, we've done a lot of unique things in Albuquerque, but foot golf, that's our first foray into something like this. I think it's just different and fun. And I think it gets you a chance to bring a lot of families together that wouldn't get to do an event otherwise.
Yep.
You know, you can run, you can bike. This one, you get to run around a golf course and have a little fun.
I think people that maybe aren't a part of the soccer community here, at least locally in Albuquerque and in New Mexico, once you start to realize how big and how popular the sport is, specifically here in New Mexico and in Albuquerque, right?
Absolutely. And I never watched a soccer game until I met Ron. and now I'm kind of getting hooked. I didn't know
Yeah.
what Leicester City was, and that's kind of hooked me.
How about that?
It's been a blast to kind of figure this stuff out. I watched all the Olympic games. I mean, it gets you hooked pretty quickly. It's kind of a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
soccer has that way. I always tell people, like, I invite people to go out. Obviously, our season's over for this year. We don't start till next year. Go out to UNM Soccer Complex for a UNM soccer game and watch, because people just get hooked on it, and it's different on TV than it is live. And you guys know this from listening to my banter, but you have 45 minutes of action. You have a 15-minute break where you can use the restroom, grab something to eat and drink. Then you got another 45 minutes of action, and then the kids are tired, and you can take them home. And no offense to the Isotopes, they put on a tremendous event. It's more, I look at it as a picnic event. I like to go to eat peanuts, drink a beer or two, hang out with my wife and my friends. This is something where you're glued in. You can't leave and go to the bathroom during the half, because you're going to miss something really cool. And people don't realize how fast the game is and the speed of these players. So I encourage everyone, go out and watch UNM this fall, support our university, and just take in soccer live.
Well, I know that soccer's it's made its way here, and the reason why is because our boss here at Preview Network, Steve Davis, he's allowing us to broadcast the Albuquerque Sol games and also high school soccer games this year. We're gonna have a ton of them, right? So if Steve Davis says it's a go, then you know you finally made your way.
Yeah, soccer's here, and it is exploding on a national scale. We talk about it on the show all the time, so I don't need to go into the details, but it's here to stay.
Appreciate it, Dennis Garcia,
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
VP of U.S. Bank. Ron, we'll be back here in just a minute. We've got Dan Lodge coming on. He's the expert of this group, and we've got a really good highlight for him. You're not going to want to miss it. Come on back, Soccer Talk with the Soul.
We want to support soccer as a whole. So when we saw the opportunity to try to create a home or a hub and support the Soul while doing it, we thought it'd be a great idea. When I saw what the Soul were doing, I thought, how can we bridge the gap and try to get the youth soccer involved with the Soul soccer and try to bring those things together and at the same time provide support to the Soul through things like watch parties and getting people excited about it. You'll find that there's a lot of people that relate to this game on an international basis, on a local basis, whether it's the MLS or just a team like the Soul that they can get involved with in their community and feel associated with and supported. We went to an RSL game and it was just mind-boggling how many fans were there, the type of support they had, and it was exciting. And I think that Albuquerque's the type of community that could probably support something like that if